Today we are breaking down and reacting to the highly requested Nickelodeon show, Avatar The Last Airbender. Aang may be the master of all four elements, but just how accurate are some of the medical practices seen in Avatar The Last Airbender? Today, we're going to find out. But before we get into it, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Dr. Jordan Wagner. If you enjoy the educational reaction videos and other stuff that you see here on this channel, please smash that subscribe button and turn your bell notifications on. That way you learn when I post a new video. All right, let's dive right in.
Now that's firebending.
Firebending, nice.
Aang, you'll hurt yourself.
Careful. Gonna burn people.
Katara!
Fires, you gotta be careful. You know, pyromaniacs, bending fire, you basically get burned pretty easily. We see a lot of burn injuries coming to the emergency department. Explosive burns, grill burns, burns from even just hot water. Ooh. Looks like some first degree burns, right? So first degree is just redness to the tissue. That hurts a lot. She's able to heal her own hands with the water. Fantastic. I wish I could do that.
The great benders of the water tribe sometimes have this ability. I've always wished I were blessed like you.
Water's been thought to be like flow of life. We're made up of a lot of water. It gives life and sustains life versus fire is potentially a little bit more destructive per se.
It's like every time I think about how stressed I am, I just end up more stressed. I'm like a big growing snowball of nerves.
What's causing your anxiety causes more anxiety, and then you're upset at yourself for being anxious about something, and then you become more anxious. Anyway, it's really hard to kind of break that cycle.
You know what? I've got just the thing. Get ready to be de-stressified.
De-stressified. Nice. We see it a lot in the emergency department. Actually, we were able to give people medications in the class of a benzodiazepine to stop that cycle. This individual potentially might need a rescue, break that cycle.
Stretches can really work wonders if you do them in extreme heat.
When you're doing yoga, your mindset and your attention is on your body, thus displacing your thoughts of whatever's causing your issue or your anxiety or your depression back onto your own body and the movements and your breath. That way the anxiety can pass.
Why don't you get right down to business and tell me what's been bothering you?
You know what's bothering me. I have to fight the Fire Lord in a few days.
Well, that's good. Maybe a modern day psychologist. You have psychiatrists and psychologists. A psychiatrist is a medical doctor that can prescribe medications. We'll also talk to you. But then a psychologist is typically a master's degree, PhD degree. They are more cognitive, working on techniques, talking. It's the classic laying on the leather chair. And there are different types. There's ones that help guide you. There are ones where they just sit there quietly and let you talk. It all depends what works best for you.
All right, what you need is a good old-fashioned back pounding to relieve your stress.
Pound away.
Oh, nice. Like a messed up massage.
Ow! Ah!
The bad idea.
It's bruising me!
Having like pieces of wood jammed into your back is probably not the best. Potentially you can have a lot of fractures because when you're getting massage, it's all soft tissue, right? The muscles, fascia, but you're not digging on the bones because that can cause a lot of pain and injury.
There's one other thing we can try. Acupuncture.
Oh. Acupuncture is a great alternative for individuals who need to de-stress or you're having muscle spasms. Someone is trained to put needles in. They're very, 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 very thin. And so it's just hitting specific areas. We do something similar to where if you have like a muscle spasm, we could do dry needling where we actually stick a needle into the hypertonic muscle, the muscle that's spasmed out, to get it to overfire and then get it to relax.
Sokka, wait! You shouldn't be eating strange plants!
Yep. You gotta be really careful with plants. You have to realize like what plants you're eating. Some are super deadly. Some are totally fine.
There's water trapped inside these.
Have to stay hydrated. All of the processes in our body, we need water. You're supposed to have 8 cups of 8 ounces of water, which ends up being 64 ounces of water, which is just about maybe half a gallon.
I don't know.
Suit yourself. It's very thirst quenching though.
Ooh. One eye that's dilated. Anisocoria is actually the name of the term that we use in the medical world. It actually happens. Sometimes actually people are born that way. Could mean like a brain neurologic issue, a mass on different nerves of the brain itself related to the eyes. If you notice that or something new, definitely get it checked out.
Drink cactus juice. It'll quench you. Nothing's quench.
Nice.
It's the quenchiest.
Okay, I think you've had
Nice. You have to realize that a lot of the medications and the medicines that we've gotten are derived from plants. There are plenty of plants out there that are healthy, but they're also extremely dangerous to us as well. So just be aware, don't be just rummaging through the forest and deciding to eat anything.
Who lit Toph on fire?
Oh my gosh.
Can I get some of that cactus?
I don't think that's a good idea.
My suggestion here, if you live in the United States, that you call the Poison Control Center first, and they'll advise you if you need to go to the emergency department or not. I just don't want anybody wasting their time or being disappointed when they show up to the emergency department and we call the same number and they say there's nothing to do, the patient can go home, and you spent a lot of money for that advice versus you can actually just call.
Blood bending. Controlling the water in another body. Once you perfect this technique, you can control anything or anyone.
Interestingly enough, we are mostly made up of water and fluid, basically, right? Somebody's have the ability to control the water. Could you potentially control the movements, maybe, of another human being?
I won't use bloodbending, and I won't allow you to keep terrorizing this town.
Oh! There's a control.
You should have learned the technique before you turned against me. It's impossible to fight your way out of my grip.
Muscles fire based on depolarization and movements and nerves and all the different fibrils. So there are waters flowing through it, potentially can affect ion movement. So H2O, different things having to do with contraction, sarcoplasmic reticulum has to do with ions, anions, and cations going across different membranes. You know, could it happen? Obviously, it's a show.
It was just a little cough. I'm
Come on. We don't know how to cough. You know, coughing into your hands and you spread it, you know, into the elbow, okay? And then obviously if you're wearing a mask, cough into the mask. Don't take your mask down and cough.
Hello, I'm sorry to barge in like this, but I need some medicine for my friends.
Is it a pneumonia? Is it bronchitis? Is it croup? There's all these different differential diagnoses that it could be, but let's see where this is actually going, what type of medicine they're trying to give. Probably herbal remedies, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Thanks to my remedies, they always leave in better shape than when they arrive.
That's nice. Are you almost done?
Well, all they need is some frozen wood frogs. There's plenty of them down in the valley swamp.
What am I supposed to do with frozen frogs?
Frozen
Why,
frogs.
suck on them, of course.
Frogs are good and bad. They actually secrete a neurotoxin that indigenous tribes actually use to, you know, touch their darts, and that way they can kind of use it as a weapon against other people. But then on the flip side, there are enzymes that are secreted by frogs that are actually helpful and have been used in medicines to help people.
Suck on them?
The frog skin excretes a substance that'll cure your friends, but make sure you get plenty. Once those little critters thaw out, they're useless.
You're insane, aren't you? Suck on these. It'll make you feel better.
Oh my God. Looks like the medicine doctor is actually telling them and suggesting to use the healthy aspects of the frog. Frogs, that's disgusting.
This is tasty.
Oh, now it's alive. Thaw it out. Just like there are mushrooms out there that are super healthy and good for you, and then there's mushrooms out there that could actually kill you. You just have to know which one is which and be careful what you're eating and which ones you're touching. So super crazy broad spectrum of healthy versus danger. I've never actually seen this before. There's components of medicine and trying to heal. I love that all these different shows that I've checked out, they try to incorporate medicine and medical topics and try to be accurate about it. So it's pretty good. If you guys enjoyed me reacting to this, I know you're gonna enjoy this, so check it out. And as always, make sure you subscribe, turn those bell notifications on. Thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, my friends.